Okay, well, you guys know what time it is. It is time for me to review this game. Alrighty. Also bedtime, 100%. Okay. So let me whip out my grading scheme. Alright, so we just finished playing Tell Me Why. I don't think so. They usually don't have... Oops. Oh no, they don't have... I don't think they do. No. Alright, for real. We just finished playing Tell Me Why, and we're gonna go through and give our review. Alright, so this is a grading system that I came out with. So let's start with the story and grade it out of 5. I feel like the story was rich enough that it kept you hooked. It kept you guessing. There were many aspects or storylines happening at one time. I would say 3.5 out of 5. And I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it didn't like really pull me in. But I feel like actually I'm going to give it a 4, and I'm going to give it a 4 because of the puzzles. The puzzles were quite enjoyable. So I'm going to actually give it a 4 because of the puzzles, because the puzzles were part of the story and they propelled the story forward. So if the puzzles weren't there, it would be a 3 out of 5, 3.5, but with the puzzles it's a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed the puzzles. I thought the storyline was good. Yeah, it was an enjoyable experience. The music, not as great as the first two, like the other two games that I've played by, I think it's called ꜱᴛ Entertainment. I feel like, yeah, it's over. I feel like Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange 2 had such beautiful music, and it really like pulled at your heartstrings, and it was emotional, and it was like sad. But music in this game like didn't hit me as much, so I'd give it a 2 out of 5. Wasn't that great. Difficulty? It's not a difficult game. The puzzles require a little bit of thinking and a little bit of investigating, but it's really not that difficult. It's not a difficult game. So I would say a 1 out of 5. The only thing that was a little tricky was the heartbeat thing when she was having a panic attack and you had to calm her down. That I struggled with a little bit. And the fuse thing. Choices were well spread out, I thought. And I am guessing that in the lower left-hand corner, when the book showed up, that was a checkpoint. And when that clickety-clack thing, compass, happened in the upper middle right-hand corner, that was a choice affecting the storyline. I think that's what those two meant. And if that was the case, then I'm focusing on the clickety-clack and showing and judging like how far those impactful choices were spread out, and they were spread out pretty well. What else? What I didn't like is that once you used a choice in a mundane regular conversation, it would still show up in the list. Meaning, I thought that it still showed up because you could like rephrase the question and ask it again. But no, if you click the question that you've already asked before, it'll just repeat it in the exact same way, and it'll be the exact same sequence. And there's no way to forward it or skip it. I believe in Life is Strange 1, there was a space bar or something that you could skip till the decisions, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's when you're replaying it. I can't quite remember, actually. So the choices were really good. I thought that was pretty fair. There was a skip, right? And I wish this game had a skip, especially with the whole fishing scene. I would have really benefited and saved time if there was a skip option. Atmosphere and graphics. Graphics were beautiful. Scenery, beautiful. Oh, choices. Let me rate it. Choices, I will give it a... Choices. We shall give choices... 3 out of 5. We'll give it a 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5 for choices. Because the storyline, as I mentioned, wasn't like, whoa, super dramatic, whoa, crazy. So the choices were not equally... Well, sorry. So therefore, the choices also weren't super dramatic. And I think the most dramatic, in my opinion, choice that I had to make was revealing that I was actually the killer as Allison. I thought that was probably the most dramatic choice that I made. So yeah, it was good. So going down to the atmosphere and graphics, beautifully shot or set. Just the scenery was breathtaking, so beautiful. The little cutscenes also were really pretty. Graphics were really good. I actually had no glitches, no lag, no nothing while playing this game. Super clean game. So in terms of the color and the graphics and all of that, it's like a 5 out of 5. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. Characters, I felt like you got to know enough about Allison, Tyler, Marianne, the uncle, Sam. Like, they were pretty well developed characters, so you could possibly have a liking towards one of the characters if you wanted. Did I get attached to any of the characters? Not really. Yeah, not really. I think it's just... Yeah, no, I didn't really get attached to any of the characters as I did with Life is Strange 2. And it's possible that I got like slightly attached to the older brother in Life is Strange 2 because I was relating his story, or I was trying to get in his shoes, being an older sibling and taking care of your younger sibling and kind of navigating growing while trying to foster a relationship with a younger sibling, because I have a brother that I'm very close with. So it was very relatable to me. This game, not so much. Like, God forbid, I've never been in a situation like this, and thank goodness. But I can, of course, imagine the trauma, and I can empathize with that, thinking how I would feel if I was feeling all these things. But it didn't, like, break me and really make me like a certain character or root for a certain character or really deeply empathize with a certain character. You know how you do in movies sometimes? You're like, bro, I love this person, they're so awesome, or like that would be me in real life, or their personality is so good, or whatever the case may be, their dialogue's so good. Didn't really get that feeling from these characters. So for characters, I just give it like a basic like 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Replay value, again, I'm pretty biased on replay value because I don't really replay games unless I haven't finished them. So replay value is 0 for me, but I am curious about what the other endings are. So I might look at that tomorrow since it's almost midnight right now. I might find the video and watch that tomorrow. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good game. I really do wish that confrontation between Tom and the siblings would have been so much more dramatic. I was expecting this like showdown. I was expecting this whole like he shows up with a gun and he's like he like threatens them, and there's this whole thing, and it wasn't. It was just like, oh yeah, well, if you tell them my secret, I'll tell them your secret. Yeah, I saw it all. And then he just drives away. So, and he's built up to be this like ominous, scary figure. So I didn't really like enjoy that scene that much, you know? I did. It's right here. And yeah, that concludes the rating of the game. And let's end off with a final overall rating of the game. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think that's pretty fair. I think what kept it at 3.5 and not lower, like a 3, is the graphics. I'm not even gonna lie, like I was really, really, really impressed by the attic and the book. I loved the book, and how beautiful this whole this like title screen even by itself is so beautiful. Yeah, it was a beautiful game, but it just wasn't quite gripping story wise. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. So yeah, that concludes Tell Me Why. I hope you guys enjoyed that rating. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And that is that. We're gonna be moving on to a new game.